up, everybody? Let's see. Can you hear me now? Oh, left. Left that fast? So what's up, everybody? We here. It's Friday night. I know your boy been missing his lives and haven't been coming through, and my apologies, but you know, life be life, and then you know what I'm saying. You know, it keeps it keeps me pretty busy. I keep uh I keep going, and it keeps going, and no complaints from me, because it keeps getting better. That's the way I see it. I try and stay positive. I came from a negative background, and now it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying, you know, I don't have to be negative anymore. It's a choice. You choose. There's a story that I heard when I was in recovery. Now I heard the story twice. It was the same story, just a little different. So in this story, you know what I'm saying, it's a demon, right? So check it out. So a dude dies and he wakes up in front of the angel Gabriel, and you know what I'm saying, you know, he's standing in front of two doors, and the man he wakes up and he don't realize what's going on. He's like, what's going on? And it was like, you know what I'm saying, the angel points at the doors. He's like, it's your choice. So he goes, the first door says heaven. So he looks up and he's like, wow, it's heaven. And he opens up the door and looks, and it's the golden streets and pearly gates, everything is heaven, right? But then the next door has a question mark. So the guy's looking at the question mark, and then he opens up the door. And the demon comes out and mauls him off. He wakes up in front of the angel Gabriel again. Jaden 67, what's up? So he wakes up in front of the angel Gabriel, and he's like, I made a mistake. He's like, no, it's fine. It's your choice. Go ahead. So he goes back in the first door, and it says heaven. He looks in, and it's still heaven. So then he goes to the next door, and then, you know what I'm saying, you know, it's a question mark. And he looks at it, and then he opens it up, and the demon comes out and mauls him off again. He wakes up in front of the angel Gabriel. Gio Grani. Hey, Betty. Oh, there you go. I'm married, babe. Nah. So he wakes up in front of the angel Gabriel again. He's like, I made a mistake, and I went to the wrong door. He's like, nah, it's your choice. It's your choice. So he goes to the next door, and he sees heaven. He peeks in, and there's still heaven. And he looks at the other door, and he thinks about it, and then he opens up the door, and nothing happens. So he goes inside. The moral of the story, some people are so used to being beat down that they expect a beating every time they step outside. And I come to realize that you don't have to expect it. Thank you. I appreciate you. JDN. So, you know what I'm saying, you don't have to expect that beat down. You can, you know what I'm saying, you know, you can look forward to something else. Peanut butter and jelly, 1, 2, 3. Hi. Duka, what's up, brother? It's afternoon over there. Man, it's nighttime. It's 9 p.m. tonight. Yeah. Man, what's up, brother? It's been a while. Man, I was just telling a story about, you know, that I had learned in recovery. And it was a trip, because the moral of the story was that you don't have to go looking for beat downs. Life got enough of them for you. Can you be quiet? Peanut butter and jelly, we got a troll in here. Hey, look at that. Damn. So what's up with y'all? We not paying attention to weirdos. So What y'all got going on? It's Friday night. I know y'all got something going on. Month, 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 month. Okay. Don't be quiet. You are doing good. Thank you, Miss Lady. I appreciate you. Fishing, man. Hey, what you trying to go tomorrow? Holla at me, man. Man, I need to get away. It is 11:15 where I'm from. 11:15 a.m. or p.m. Do you like hunting? Nah, I try not to kill nothing. I try not to kill nothing. Do you want to go fishing tomorrow? Hell yeah, where we going? Essay, who you calling essay? What do you like? I like all kinds of things. You laugh like a duck. Peanut butter and jelly got some whack jokes. Uh, it was a joke. Okay, that wasn't a funny joke. I'm from my house. Yeah, your house way over there though. Meatball don't have me do something to you. Are you single? No, I'm married. Keep on posting videos. They are so good. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I'm still trying to, you know what I'm saying, you know, I feel like I'm talking to myself a lot of times when I'm on here, and that's kind of like my biggest stumbling block because I don't know. I'm talking to myself, but you know what I mean. All you people are. It's a lot of people on a night. 6'7". Peanut butter is obviously a kid with Minecraft profile pic. Uh, stand tall, brother. Thanks for tapping in, man. Thank you for tapping in. What's up? Just join. Appreciate you. Thanks for joining. Vibe, peanut butter. I am. What's the vibe? What is the degree in the background? What is the degree in the background? Oh, you talking about up here? Well, see, that's the thing. I gotta take you off. I'll take it up and show it to you, cause this is. I'm. Can you see it? Yep. So that's my sidewalk high graduation. I graduated from sidewalk high. I'm lost on the comments. I don't know. What is the degree? Sidewalk high. I got a diploma from sidewalk high. Hold on, I got another one in. We got this one too.
It's backwards. I can't see it. It's like a mirror.
Oh. So anyway, it's backwards. All right. I thought y'all knew I was dyslexic. What are your hobbies? My hobbies outside in the driveway. I got a 92 Lincoln lowrider. San Diego, that's right. What's the meaning of life? 42. Figured it out. Nah, life is about, you know what I'm saying, you know, what do you want? you know, I've learned that you can get anything you want. If you want something in life, when I was young, I just wanted a name and a reputation. Now I got it, only to realize it wasn't worth all it was cracked up to be. But at the time, that was uh, what I thought was most important, and that's what I put all my effort into. And now here I am, you know what I'm saying, an old man having to work my ass off just to make a way. But you know what I'm saying, no complaints. You know, I'm still here. I wake up every morning. I wake up. You know, I'm thankful. What did the Alpha Rizzers say to the leader of the Goon Squad? I don't know. What? You got jokes? It's gonna be a funny one. I don't know, cause I know the Goon Squad. I've met them personally, and no, you don't say much to them. Cause the worst beating I ever took was at the hands of the Goon Squad. That was in Corcoran back in 1992. What's going on, SnowRoc? Mr. Byron, appreciate you for tapping in, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I'm out here, you know what I'm saying, trying to, spread my hustle. This is a income stream. I'm trying to, I'm trying to get in where I fit in. That's the thing, you know what I'm saying? It's the good part is I'm learning a lot more about technology because tech is not my forte. Sub like a good boy. I sub like a good boy. I don't get it. Yeah, if that's the I know that's the joke. I'm just yeah, not getting it. Carving your own lane. Trying to spread my hustle, man. Shit, I'm a hustler, you know what I'm saying? I always been. I ain't with being broke. It's just nowadays, you know what I'm saying? My hustle's all legit. So, my main hustles, I go to work. I get up, you know what I'm saying, at the crack of dawn and I'm at the yard, making it happen. But, you know what I mean, by getting up and doing that, I've been able to do the best I've been doing. What it do, Sean? It's been a long time, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I was just telling people, man, I've been slacking off. I haven't been, you know what I'm saying, coming on here, you know what I'm saying, every Friday like I'm supposed to. But, you know what I mean, life be life and no complaints. It's been a little rough, you know what I'm saying? Life is good. I got off work and, you know what I'm saying, all was good. Grandpa Joey now. I got the grandbaby. We just went through some stuff, But, you know what I'm saying, the grandbaby's here, and, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking forward to getting off this live, going and making my grandbaby smile. Your eyes are so beautiful. Okay, stop it. I told you I'm married. Happily, my wife takes good care of me, but I appreciate it, though. Don't make my head any bigger, I'm going to float away. uh, Nah, you know what I'm saying? Life been life and I've been working, trying to, trying to make it happen. It's still, you know what I'm saying, it's still so much going on, the world and everything, you know what I'm saying? I try not to pay attention. I try to, you know what I'm saying, stay focused, stay in my lane and you know what I'm saying, take care of what I can take care of. Focus on what I can, you know what I'm saying, I can handle. And that's what's been working. That's right. Good for you, man. Yeah, life has been life, and I'm still, you know what I'm saying, still trudging along, trying to make it. I got a bunch of things. Slap your head and say Michael Jordan for $10. Hey, you on the wrong channel, player. You got me mixed up with somebody else. That's a different channel, man. You know what I'm saying? You That's all anyone can do. Man, yeah, hey, I feel you, Sean. I feel you. X, you tripping, bro. Nah, it's hey, people be coming on here with some crazy stuff. I'd have had some people drop a couple bucks on me, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I'm a small time hustler trying to make it. So, you know what I mean? Do it. You got me mixed up. Anyway, yeah, keep commenting. Yeah, keep tapping the screen. Anyway, yeah, okay. Anybody got any other questions? That's crazy. X, that's all you got? Okay, again, wrong channel. Where should I go in Dago? Nightlife. The gas lamp. It's always cracking in the gas lamp. I don't care. It could be on Thursday, and it's still cracking. But yeah, the gas lamp. What do you think about Jimmy Hoffa? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I try not to focus on stuff that really don't have nothing to do with me. Forget that one. Where am I? Where am I gonna be tomorrow? That's where I'm gonna be tomorrow. Well, where Jimmy Hoffa was? uh, I know it's a special day. Do it for man. Look, this dude's still up in here. Anyway, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm gonna be tomorrow. Whoa. Okay, yeah, you going to the gas lamp. Man, but it be cracking. It's cracking in the gas lamp. I used to go down there all the time. Man. I don't drink though. That's the thing. I don't like being, you know what I'm saying, in clubs and around, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers drunk and they get to spilling shit on you, telling you how much they love you and all that. Nah, miss me with the bullshit. X, stop it. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, I'm an old fuddy duddy. you know. I spent a lot of years in a cage. Now I'm happy to just be home. You know what I'm saying? I got it's my house, my shit, my family, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Nah, I'm good. Man, I swear, you ain't never lied, Duca. My father was an alcoholic, and he was a hard dude to deal with. But he had a problem, and you know what I'm saying. That problem got the best of him in the end. But everything happens for a reason, you know, and you have to choose it. You have to choose to pour it in you. I choose to say no. I'm good. Yeah, I don't drink no more. Yeah, nah, that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? I used to drink, but when I did drink, it was just to get drunk. And I'm talking about I drank fast and hard just so I could get to, you know what I'm saying, numb whatever I was trying to get away from, Now, you know what I'm saying, I got out of prison and I got into a sober living facility and I stopped smoking cigarettes, everything, and then, you know what I'm saying, I started smoking weed again. But it's, you know what I'm saying, here and there. But it's, you know what I'm saying, I can deal with that. I can't deal with alcohol. It's each to his own, but bye X. Hey, I got $10, you don't come back. No, it's choices, What's your joy then now? Man, living. Man, I'm Grandpa Joey. I got a grandbaby in the house, 8 months old. You know what I mean? Best part of my life right there. Hey, it's a choice. Some people can, some people can't. I just don't. I ain't never liked the taste. It tastes like crap, and you know what I'm saying. You know it. You know what I'm saying. the effects is the worst part. But you know what I'm saying, that's the thing, you know what I'm saying, if people can handle it, it's all cool. I got a whole bunch of homies, you know what I'm saying, they still, you know what I'm saying, imbibe, but you know what I mean, I think the name is it's called, spirits. It's the spirit, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that spirit. And whatever person, you know what I'm saying, once you get to drinking, that spirit comes in and takes control. And if you know what I'm saying, let him, you'll run him up. So that's why I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't like to drink and I don't like to be around it. But you know what I'm saying, like I say, if everybody that can control their alcohol, control themselves, you know what I'm saying, I'm good, because I have anger issues. I have hit people issues. And that's something, you know what I'm saying, I work on and I've been working on it for a long time. This is, by far I believe this is the best version of me that there's ever been. And, it doesn't matter what someone else thinks. It matters what I think. And, I think I'm doing, like I said, I think I'm doing good. I think I'm doing better than I've ever been doing before. Haha, yeah, no more cracking. Man, look, I didn't, hey, it wasn't, same here. I can get very violent. Yeah, I know it's easy, but that's the thing. The people that know where they can go have learned to control, because you can't be that way all the time. And that's the thing, if you do that at the wrong time, then you can lose your freedom. Well, I can lose my freedom for the rest of my life. Man, I I did 12 years and 7 months for a fist fight coming back from a club in Tijuana. And I figured, what they gonna do? It was a fist fight, But nah, they charged me with assault with a deadly weapon for a fist fight. But that's the system is set up different, and like I say, I believe, I'm saying, the DA told me that if I helped him with some of his other cases, he'd give me a deal. And I told him, he kissed my ass. He told me he was gonna hang me out to dry, and I told him to hang these nuts. He tried. He hung them out there. But that's the thing. I went to trial. My deal was 11 years with 80%. I went to trial and lost and got less than the deal. I got 9 years with 80%, and then ended up doing 12 years and 7 months on 9 years with 80%. Ah, drinking ain't worth it at all. Nah, you know what I'm saying? But it's choices. A lot of people are trying to numb pains and traumas that that they've had to deal with. Everybody has to deal with different situations, and you don't know what the next man had to deal with. You don't know how, you know what I'm saying, you don't know what he had to deal with. So I always look at it like, you know what I'm saying, everybody trips. If I tell my life story, uh a lot of people would really trip out about the violence and all the stuff that happened. You think people are more bold these days? No. 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 Back in the day, we used to act a fool. Are all the Crips in San Diego unified? Can't remember if I asked you or not. Well, that's the thing, I'm saying, the Crips in San Diego, for the most part, we are. There's been, I'm saying, one incident where, I'm saying, somebody lost their life. Over all the history that I know of, we've had, I'm saying, like West Coast is West and we're East Side and we're right next to each other. But I'm saying, it's like three main Crip neighborhoods in San Diego, and that's West Coast neighborhood and East Dago mob. Then you got Linda Vista up the way. No. Nicker. No. Hello from Brazil. Appreciate you for tapping in all the way from down south. Man, wish I was down there. So what's up? Hello, I'm from Brazil. You certainly have a life worthy of a movie, book, or TV show. You're writing a book, if I'm correct. Yeah, man, I've been stalled on it. I've been dragging my feet. I got some stuff done, and then I got sidetracked with life. Only one incident is amazing compared to LA. Yeah, well, that's the thing. LA and San Diego is a little bit different. The Crips in LA outnumber the Bloods like 5 or 6 to 1. But the Bloods in San Diego outnumber the Crips like 5 to 1. And the Bloods were killing each other crazy, you know what I'm saying, in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? You know, they had a couple blood gangs that were going at it back and forth, and it got really, really, really bloody. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy, because when I was out, it wasn't like that, you know. I missed that part. I was incarcerated. But yeah, in LA, the Crips, they're killing each other in LA. And in San Diego, we don't get down like that. You know, we done had, you know what I'm saying? I remember back in the day when, you know, we out on the block and some guys from West Coast came, and you know what I'm saying, you know, they rowdy, and you know what I'm saying, you know, we chunk them, you know what I'm saying, you know, and get down. And afterwards, you know what I'm saying, you know, we drinking 40s and laughing and clowning like, oh yeah, you got me with a good one, you got me with, you know, because that's the way it was back in the day. But it ain't like that no more. Sony Auntie. Hi. Childish adult at play. Yeah, I'm a big kid. You know, I can't help it. Cody, say hi. Hi. And I still am. But it ain't gonna last much longer. So what's up, everybody? It's Friday night. I know y'all got something going on. Something going on. Anybody? Anybody? Mayana Kadish said hi. What your name is? Whoa. I'm missing all these comments. Like and subscribe, people. Duka Duka says like and subscribe. Thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't be paying. Hello. Hey, John's hollering at you. Chuck Norris invented giraffes by uppercutting horses. That's stupid. You get a brownie point for that one. Jesus loves you. Princess Fiona. Do you like Brazil? Yes, yes, I love Brazil. I've always wanted to go. I've never had the opportunity. One day, I'm hoping to get down there. Happy Food Month. Oh man, don't give me. I'm down. I'm down from 310 to 250. Mike Hunt says hi. What's up, Mike? You ever met Goldie? Goldie Loke from Park Village? Nah, I ain't never met cuz. I heard of him though, you know what I mean? You know that's the thing. I'm not the first white Crip. Jesus loves you. I know. SnowRoc, what's going on, man? Work, work, work. Trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to get ahead. Trying to find a way. Trying to find a way out. I heard a song. Ice Cube got a song, man. Yeah. Ice Cube's new album is off the chain. But he's talking about Chuck Norris died 40 years ago, but death only grew his balls to confront him.
They said Happy Hood Month, not Happy Food Month. Happy Hood Month.
Ha! Hold on, somebody said Happy Hood Month. Who that? Happy Hood Month. Yes, yes, yes. I've been laid up at the house, you know what I'm saying, stressed out, going through some things. I count as a grizzly bear. A grizzly bear? Nah, you more like a teddy bear. Hey, somebody, that was a good ass joke. Said Chuck Norris invented giraffes by uppercutting horses. That was a good one. Who was that? I don't know where they at, but that was a good joke. Do I count as a grizzly? Nadiva Mays Bear 21. Nah, I don't think you make up to a grizzly. It ain't easy being cheesy. It's, you know what I'm saying, it takes a lot to be a grizzly. So yeah, you know what I'm saying, I got so many things I want to do, but I don't never have enough time to do the things because I have, I have the honey-do list, honey-do this and honey-do that. But, you know what I'm saying, I got a bunch of stuff going on, you know what I mean? I got to find a place to live. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, got to find some place to rest my neck for a little while. And it's difficult, you know what I'm saying? It's hard out here right now. Everything is so damn expensive. San Diego, you got to pay for the weather. I look like a polar bear from 2026, and I attack and I fly, fly, fly. And my bro is named... You tripping. Yeah, that's way too much. Let's see what you look like. I guess not. Anyway, okay. Since you like the Chuck Norris joke, Chuck Norris' mom had a tattoo that says son. Is that the joke? Tell me that ain't the joke. Stop lying. You ain't donated nothing. Why people over here lying, talking about they donating? Hell yeah, these San Diego hotels charge like $50, $70 just for parking. Man, they killing us out here. They make us pay. That look, we paying for the weather. That's it. We paying for the damn weather. And then everywhere you go, they spraying us. You ever notice that? Like, especially on the weekends. Watch, tomorrow it's going to be on. They going to be spraying this shit out of motherfuckers. And I already know it's going down. It's 4-4 day. But, you know what I'm saying, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, this stuff stops. I don't understand, you know what I'm saying, because you can't say you don't know who it is. You got the FAA that knows where every plane is at every moment of every time. They flight plans before they take off, where they're going and all that. So miss me with the BS. They got drag, they got cap, and they, you know what I'm saying, they got some dirty shit going on. But I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I be scared of AI and all this other craziness. Milo J3Y. Your ass up out of here. Remove this motherfucker. Ha! Saying shit like that. Do you like pet pigs? Do I like pet pigs? Hell no. A pig is the dirtiest animal there is. Yeah, you ain't. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You know, when I was a kid, I had an auntie who had a chicken for a pet. And I called it dinner. And I was waiting, you know what I mean? You know, we couldn't. But my auntie couldn't say nothing, you know what I mean? Because I was on her. Because when I was a kid, you know, I went fishing. I remember I came home, I had caught a turtle. It was a three-legged turtle. It only had three legs. One of his back legs was gone. But I caught the turtle and then I brought it home. And then my auntie told me she was going to make soup out of it. So I took it back to the river the next week and, you know what I'm saying, dropped him off and left him out there. Whole world is a scam. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? What's that Ice Cube song? They say you can't win, you can't get even, and you can't get out the game. So, you know, what you gonna do? Not a pig, a pot-bellied pig. A pig, a pot-bellied pig is still a pig. This Siri, what's up, Snow? What's cracking? My people tapping in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. SnowRoc doesn't die in swine. Yeah, man, I look, you know what I'm saying, you know, that's the thing. I stopped eating pork a long time ago. Don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm from the rooter to the tutor, you know what I'm saying? You know, we burning up all that shit. But now, you know what I'm saying, you know, I'm learning a lot about the foods and the stuff you put in your body. You know what I'm saying? You know, that man, look, how long you gonna be around? That, you know what I'm saying, you know, I'm a car guy, so I put everything in like a car sense for me. So for me, when I got a car and I like this car, I want to take care of this car, I'm gonna put the best oil in it. I'm gonna put the best fuel in it. I'm gonna put the best parts in it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not gonna put that crap up in there, but why am I gonna put crap up in me? And you think about the food, do you understand that our bodies process food? That's what we do. Our body's a machine to process food. So we take it in and we process it and then it comes out. So what comes out is shit. Okay. So the all these food companies that are selling us all this bioengineered bullshit, all this high price poison, they the ones are giving us all these diseases. That's what this processed food. They're giving us shit and we're eating it. Literally. They've already processed the food, taken all the nutrients and all the good stuff out. And all that's left is the shit. And that's what they're feeding to you. And people are just eating it up. GG Lighter. Giga Lighter. I feel it. I ate was less red meat now. Yeah, see that's the thing. I just stopped eating red meat like 3 weeks ago. I eat turkey and fish, and that's, you know what I mean, that's it right now. And fruits, mostly fruits and vegetables. And it's like I'm a carnivore, you know. I want meat and potatoes. Really? Ask my wife if I'm gay. But no, you know what I'm saying? You know, I understand, you know what I'm saying? You just looking, you don't know, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you're a troll, you know what I'm saying? You know, okay. But you know what I'm saying? No, I am not happy. No, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with happy people, but you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not happy. That's, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's your choice. If that's what you're into, do your thing. Is held for review. This message is held for review. Yep, all the food is made for profit now. Profit over nutrient. Profit over everything. Man, that's the thing. It's all about dollar, dollar, dollar. And that dollar don't mean crap. That dollar don't mean nothing no more, you know. And that's the thing. I'm still, you know what I'm saying, up here chasing it 50 hours a week. And sometimes I wonder why. But hopefully y'all get to, you know what I'm saying, you know, get to helping out, you know what I'm saying. Ain't nobody dropping no ends, but keep them thumbs up, you know what I'm saying, you know, go on subscribe and Go and watch one of my other videos, man. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff helps out. When you go back and watch one of my other videos, if you want to help out, you know what I'm saying? It don't cost a dime. You know what I'm saying? Put it on your phone, set it down, let it play. You know what I'm saying? Put another one on, set it down, let it play. That, you know what I'm saying? That little stuff helps my channel. I get paid a few pennies per 1,000 views. I'm not sure how. But you know what I'm saying, it takes a lot. But you know what I'm saying, each one helps. So, you know what I'm saying, anybody that can hit a thumbs up, hit that subscribe, you know what I'm saying, hit the bell, get notified, you know what I'm saying, when I go live, it'll let you know. Y'all let me know, you know what I'm saying, if you want to hear something. I got a bunch of people view message. What is this? No, I am not bisexual. And what's the next one? Stop talking black. Boo. Oh yeah, you can boo your ass up out of here. Ain't gonna tell me I'm talking black. You're talking black. Really? Figure it out. As a matter of fact, figure it out somewhere else. So nobody needs you in here. You a troll? Well, you can't even put your picture up. Okay. My bad. No wasting time on trolls, I know. Nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I got a gang of people in here. I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, for tapping in with your boy. 676767. What does that mean? If you got something to say, speak up. I'm from China. I'm better than you. Okay, that's nice. You're better than me. If you were better than me, you wouldn't be on here trolling people, you know what I'm saying, who are in here, you know what I'm saying, trying to do their thing. That's what you got. We try something else. All weak ass trolls who couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag, or just kids. Yeah, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, I try not to pay no attention, but, you know what I'm saying, I can't help it sometimes. I be trying to, you know what I'm saying, to see what people are saying, so that, you know what I'm saying, if somebody got a question or a comment, you know. But Tristan, if you got something intelligent you want to say it. If not, get the fuck out. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Keep trolling, man. That's you. That's it looks good on you. Especially with your picture. Man. No, it's been a long week this week, I don't know. I wanna go fishing, but I don't know where. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I might, you know what I'm saying, go jump early in the morning and go find me some fish. Options. But it's family time, it's the holiday. Who were top fighters from the hood, or people that stand out from anywhere? Look, the best fight that I ever seen was OG Kurt Dog and then the homie Smoke Pelvis, Smokey. And this was, you know what I'm saying, they was in front of Dad's on Market Street, you know what I mean, and just chunking them toe to toe in the middle of the streets. Cars were stopping, people, everybody wanted to watch, because it was one of those, you know what I'm saying, knock down, drag out, just stand there, you know what I'm saying, hitting each other like, damn, he's not going down. How do you know which fish is safe? What do you mean? Which fish is safe? You know what I'm saying, I don't eat the fish I catch anymore. I just catch them and throw them back. I'm not, I don't want to kill them. I used to take them and bring them to people, and they would cook them and do all the cleaning and all that. But, you know what I mean, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it didn't happen, and the fish ended up dying for nothing. And I didn't like, you know what I'm saying, that they were going to waste, that they were dying, you know what I'm saying, for no reason. But you know what I'm saying, for the most part, you know what I'm saying, which fish are safe. I like freshwater fishing. I like going to the lakes And my favorite, the last place I went, I did a video on Loveland Reservoir. Me and the wife went down there. They let the water down, so the water went real low. But man, you know what I'm saying, the fish is still cracking. It's fish there, but it's a hike to get there. It's like a 2 mile hike to get down to the lake, and then a 2 mile hike to get out. Plus, it's like another mile, because the water done went down farther than where it used to be. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, the homie just went to Lake Murray and caught a bunch of bass. So, you know what I'm saying, it's that time of the year and fish are biting. So, anywhere you go, you know what I'm saying, I know how to catch fish. I don't care where I'm at, I'm gonna catch something. If I'm gonna catch a cold, I'm gonna catch something. But nah, you know what I'm saying, the holidays are here, you know what I'm saying, it's that bunny jumping around and you know what I'm saying, all these people, you know what I'm saying, praying. So, it's a holiday. So I'm probably be with the fam bam trying to enjoy my time with the fam. Life is good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm blessed by the best, praying for the rest. And life keeps getting better, man. This is the longest I've been out of a cage since I was 9 years old. And you know what I'm saying, it ain't nowhere but up from here. I've been on the bottom. I've been on the bottom. Does it get cold in Southern Cali in the winter? Hell no. It does, you know what I'm saying? It gets down to like 50 sometimes, but that's about it. And I be clowning, you know what I'm saying? Because my sister left and she's up in Washington now. So she'll send me pictures in the snow for Christmas. And one time I went out and took pictures in the convertible with the top down with a Santa hat on. It was 70 degrees and it was Christmas Day. Man. Freedom, man. Look, you know what I'm saying? This is the longest I've been out since I was 9 years old. People don't understand. Next year your boyfriends have a little, you know what I'm saying, gonna turn up for the 10 years, you know what I'm saying, after my 10-year anniversary of being out. It's going down. Hell yeah. It gets cold. LOL. I'm in Long Beach and my car gets frost on the windshield in the winter. Frost, that shit don't last. He said frost on the windshield. He's talking about cold, cold. It don't get cold, cold right here. We get a little frost in the winter, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it. But nah, you know what I'm saying? I done been when it was cold, but like it don't get real cold. Not in San Diego. San Diego got like the best weather, and I don't know. I'm biased. I love San Diego. This is home. I'm born and raised here. I grew up here. It's so much. So much is changing, and it's not the same. I heard a song the other day. I heard a song the other day talking about San Diego ain't the same no more. It ain't. It was talking about how it was back in the day, and you know what I'm saying, so it ain't the same no more. I don't know. Me personally, I think it's too many people. I'm with Bill Gates. It's too many motherfuckers. I watched the Kurt Dog interview on the origin of the hood. He said he believed it was in 75 or 76, but others say 72 or 74. Do you think discrepancy would ever be cleared up? Nah, because the people, Donnie Ramsey started my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? He brought it down here from LA. And he came from, you know what I'm saying, rolling 30s, and then came down here and started cracking squid high. And then he started my neighborhood. But he was in the 40s, so it was neighborhood 40s. And it started on 47th Street by Donnie Ramsey. But he wasn't the only one. It was, you know what I'm saying, it was others. And, you know what I'm saying, those people, most of them are gone right now. So I couldn't tell you. That was before my time. 50F is 10C, and 10C is on the verge of getting cold. On the verge. On the verge. That ain't that cold. I'm from Southeast Dago, and I know it's low-key hard out here. But my outlook on it is if people would budget their finances correctly, they would be straight. Simply just a skin. Huh? So if you from Southeast, but if you budget your money, see that's the thing. You can only speak from your perspective. You can't speak from the next person or what they're going through. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they live through. You don't know what they deal with. You don't know how they deal with from process things. None of I don't know. I'm not I don't think everybody would be straight because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You're looking from your perspective. Try putting on somebody else's shoes, take a few steps, then holler at me. You know what I mean? Sup? Cracking squid? I like and sup. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for much, you know what I'm saying? If you can, watch one of them other videos, you know what I'm saying? Hit the bell, you know what I'm saying? Notify you, you know what I'm saying, whenever I go live. I try and put out a couple, you know what I'm saying, one, you know what I'm saying, longer video, and then I'll do some shorts every week, and I try and go live once a week. So I'm trying to add content every week, but I got a whole bunch of stuff already in the library. If you get bored. If you ain't bored, you just got some time on your hands to kill, go watch one of the videos. It don't matter. I'm still working on it, but the stories, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get the life story out there. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's a lot because like I don't know how to get it all out of this big old head. I wanted to do like 3 stories actually. I wanted to do the white boy Joey. White boy Joey was a little kid who grew up in the hood, and he got picked on, beat up, and got his shit took, and eventually got tired of it, started fighting back, and eventually evolved into SnowRoc, and then SnowRoc didn't know how to act, and they locked his ass in a cage, and I spent over 20 years in the California prison system from level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and then back down to level 3, and then out the door, and this is the longest I've been out, and my goal, you know what I'm saying, is to show, you know what I'm saying, to show my homies, you know what I'm saying, that this shit works. If you go do this, you don't have to go live up in that box. I spent too many years, too many decades stuck inside of a cage. I hear you, but I came from nothing. But you're right, to each their own. Yep, it is. But everybody, you know what I'm saying, everybody has their own path, So I believe, you know what I'm saying, somebody, I believe there's a higher power. So that higher power, you know what I'm saying, has a plan. And whatever the plan is, you know what I'm saying, I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, get in where I fit in. What's your Instagram? I think it's SnowRoc. I don't know. I ain't got my other phone with me. It's SnowRoc or Joey Patuka. What's your Instagram? I'm a moderator of Aussie channel who does interviews with people who change their lives around. If you're interested, yeah, like I said, hit me up. You know what I mean? Like I said, whenever I got time, I'm with it. You play Ghost Fight by Toby Fox? No. This ain't the radio station. You can't call in and you know what I'm saying, and drop your request. Yeah. Hey, it takes all kinds. But look, we close enough to my hour for me to tap out. Hey, everybody, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go. I got an 8-month-old grandbaby up in there, and it's time for me to go make her smile. So, y'all have a good night. And check me out next week, Friday at 9 p.m. live on YouTube, Standing Tall with SnowRoc. Thank you, everybody.